I think, like, are we going to expand this superstar list?
We probably
you
have
mentioned
to.
it before the show.
Devin Booker, are we looking at him as a superstar, like, and Donovan Mitchell?
And I think we could
Trae Young, superstar?
And I think we could talk about this now because Trae Young, he's been phenomenal. And we're talking about expanding the superstar list. And Trae Young,
list on the board behind
Trae Young might have
lit.
to be expanded. He might have to be in that conversation. Game 1, he dropped 48 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists. These are some of the things he accomplished with that game alone.
It was a lot.
He joins Luka as the only player aged 22 or younger with a 45-point, 10-assist playoff game.
My God.
He has the 6th most points in a conference finals game. First player ever with 45 and 10 in a conference finals game. And first conference finals win for the Atlanta Hawks since the 1970s. I think it's 1971. And Trae Young, to me, I think could be a top 10 player. We talk about superstars in the NBA, and you have LeBron, KD, Steph, Harden. That's 4. Giannis, 5. Jokic, Luka, Kawhi. There's 8 solidified guys in that list, but then it gets tricky.
The Joker isn't solidified?
Nah, I said the Joker.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Embiid, Dame, PG, Tatum, Kyrie, AD, Booker, Mitchell, Trae. Like, there are a lot of players who could get left out the top 10.
Did you say Dame?
Yeah, I did say Dame.
He did.
So, I mean, Trae Young, I would take, like, this is hard because I would take him over AD and Kyrie.
Okay. But is
Trae
he
Young,
better than either one of them?
I think Trae Young's better than Kyrie.
Okay.
Is
So
he
we're in agreement he's not better than Anthony Davis.
I was going to say,
a healthy
you're gonna
Anthony
take
Davis.
him over AD already?
Defensively, no, but if a guy running my offense, yeah,
Oh,
Trae
yeah,
Young,
he's a guard.
I think
get
Trae
that,
Young.
but we also can't
is
forget
better.
that Anthony Davis dropped 34 consecutive games on the guy we were saying is a top 5 center in the league now. You understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Wait, who you're talking about?
AD
Nicole?
gave him
AD
34
gave him
in
34
the playoffs.
consecutive nights.
Talking
That's
about Aiden.
correct.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying is that's
Okay.
a little bit too far right now.
The guys,
I don't think it is.
The guys you just named, I think Donovan Mitchell has made his case. He's a superstar. In the
I
NBA.
agree.
Booker.
Agreed.
I think Paul George is creeping back into that comfortability. I think he's starting to make people look at him like
Not top 10.
No, I didn't say top. I didn't say top
no,
10.
because
Nothing.
we're talking top 10 right now.
I think PG's just outside of a superstar. I think
Yeah,
Trae Young's better than PG too.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think Trae Young's better than him. I think Tatum is in that conversation, but I think only guy who has the strong case for it is probably Trae Young, Booker, and Mitchell right now. Mitchell just got bounced
These
out.
are the guys I have over him for sure. Obviously, Bron, KD, Steph, Kawhi. Harden probably.
Giannis.
Jokic, Giannis for sure.
That's 8.
So then I had Embiid, Mitchell, Booker, AD. I feel like
I'm putting Embiid over Trae Young.
See, I think there are 8 players that you can't take out of the top 10. That's LeBron, KD, Steph, Harden, Giannis, Nikola Jokic, Luka, and Kawhi.
Okay, that's a fair.
Then we're talking about the next 2. Who are the next 2? Embiid.
AD
It could be
or
Dame. It could be Tatum. It could be Booker.
I'm taking
It
Trae
could
over
be
Dame
AD.
right now.
It could be Mitchell, and then it could be Trae. I mean, for me, okay, Embiid, because of his fourth quarter blunders, I don't know if I could put him there. And I don't think that centers have as big as an impact on the game as a guard. Because of that, I may put Trae over Embiid.
So you have Jokic over Embiid for sure.
For me, the 9 and 10 spots, it's between Booker, Mitchell, Tatum, Trae,
the fact that AD
and AD,
has
and AD.
Oh.
That's who I think is between. And I don't know if I can put Trae Young top 10 yet, because I think in healthy AD, he's top 10 most definitely. And then can I put Trae over Devin Booker? He's been phenomenal these playoffs as well. Can I put him over Donovan Mitchell? That's going to be tough. I think if I want a guy to lead my team, be the floor general of my team, I may put Trae over those guys, but they're just phenomenal scorers. Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell both. So is Jason Tatum. Like, all these guys have a case to be in the top 10.
I've seen it more with Tatum and Mitchell. So I think those guys probably have the best case.
In what sense?
Like, we've seen Donovan Mitchell put up magnificent performance in the playoffs. We've seen Tatum put magnificent performance in the playoffs. We've seen Trae do it before a year, just for one stretch. Same thing with Devin Booker. So I think those two guys probably have I have AD in my top 10. He may have dropped down a few spots after this horrible season, but he's still nonetheless a top 10 player in the NBA. I think that would be my 9th spot. Now 10 gets tricky because I would put Dame in that 10th spot, but Donovan has a case. Devin has a case. Trae has a case. Tatum has a case. But I think Trae just jumped into top 15. I don't think none of us had him in the top 15 before this year.
No way.
Before the year started.
No way.
Even before the playoffs started, I don't think none of us had him.
Because before the season, I would have taken Zion over him, truthfully.
Okay, so I didn't have him in my top 15. I think he's creeped in. Him, Mitchell, Booker have creeped into my
No doubt.
top 15.
So is it safe to say that there are 15 superstars in the NBA?
Is Zion a superstar?
No.
I think Zion has the potential to be a superstar.
Yeah.
I don't think he's
not
become
yet.
one yet.
Okay, so wait.
Even though his numbers show otherwise, he's
Correct.
been phenomenal.
9, we agreed was AD. And then
But I don't think you have to be a top 10
And he
player
didn't
to be
say
a
Embiid.
superstar.
He didn't say Embiid.
So-
I feel like Embiid has to be top 10 after this year.
that's where it's getting tricky
Let
at.
me name 15 players and tell me if you think these guys.
Well, wait, before you do that, what's your definition of a superstar?
You can be the best player on a championship team, or at least lead your team to get there.
So at least a conference final.
A conference finals appearance, a finals appearance.
Well, then let me ask you a question because this gets tricky. Is Jimmy Butler a superstar?
I think so.
That's what you based off your
I don't
definition.
know.
Is Jimmy Butler a superstar? Because he has done it before, and judging from what he did in Miami with the proper reset, he can probably do it again.
In his first year, he took him to the finals.
And based off
Yeah.
Atlanta's circumstances, Trae Young might do it once.
It's
you know.
hard for me to call Jimmy Butler a superstar.
Me too, but I'm saying based off your definition, that's why it's like it gets tricky. You get selective, you know. But let me hear your 15 though.
These are the 15 superstars in the NBA. These are 15 players that I think are superstars in the NBA. This is not in order, by the way. LeBron,
Duh.
KD, Steph, Harden, Giannis, Jokic, Luka, Kawhi. That's 8. Embiid, Dame, Tatum, Kyrie, AD, Booker, and Mitchell, and Trae.
Okay,
16.
I got questions on 2. Giannis and Kyrie. Based off your definition, I'm just going off your definition. You said be the best player.
Giannis is a superstar.
But you just said a couple weeks ago, Giannis can't be the best player in the championship team.
But he can take them there.
Okay, so Giannis, plug him out. Kyrie's a tricky one because we know
And I
Kyrie.
I said that mostly about Giannis because of how Budenholzer plays him.
Okay, so
But in a different situation, he would be much different. I think he'd be way better.
fair point. Now the Kyrie thing. Are we calling Kyrie a superstar?
If you're calling Harden a superstar, in my opinion, you have to call Kyrie a superstar. Because
Why?
Kyrie,
Kyrie
is way
can't
better
do what
than
Harden
Kyrie's
does.
had success in the playoffs where he's shown.
No, we're talking about as a number one.
No,
Kyrie has never had success as number one.
he's never been the best player on his squad.
He did that. He was the best player in Boston.
But he was hurt that year.
And then the year after, they lost to Giannis.
That's true.
They got smoked by
That's
Giannis.
true. But the Bucks were better than them. I think the Bucks were better than.
It was close.
It was still a young Tatum, still a young Brown.
It was close, though.
What
coulda won
was
that
the
series.
Wasn't it 4-2?
No, it was 4-1.
Now the Bucks were better than them.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Wait,
but I'm saying
Tatum
Boston.
had a horrible series too.
But I'm saying Boston could have won that series
5. You go down. It's 4-1 series.
because that's the same team that was the 1 seed the year before.
Who, the Celtics, or you're saying
Yeah.
Milwaukee? So the Celtics weren't the 1 seed.
Yes, they were. If they weren't 1, they were 2. Milwaukee was 8 that year. The year before.
Was that 2019?
Not the years.
No, I'm pretty sure that's 2019 because 2018 Kyrie
Bucks
went out.
Shot up
That's
to 1.
when LeBron
and
played. Yep.
Boston was like they had to be 4 at that point.
Mm.
But man, like Paul George is the 27th leading scorer in the NBA. Jimmy Butler is 33rd. I don't think I can call Jimmy a superstar. I really don't think
If
so.
you're calling Kyrie a superstar, I'm calling Paul George and Jimmy a superstar. That's just how I view
I
it.
probably would take Kyrie out.
I was really.
I probably
think you
would
have
take
to.
Kyrie out, yeah.
I feel more comfortable calling Kyrie a superstar over Jimmy and who's the other name you said?
Paul George. They're both, I
Correct.
think, are better superstars than Kyrie. Just in my opinion. I
And
don't
he's proven more as the number 1 option. Well, Paul George, yeah, actually, yeah, he has.
I don't know.
easily. I think like if we're talking about number 1 guys like lead a team to the playoffs and to the finals, even the conference finals. I don't think Kyrie can do that. I don't think he's just that type of guy. I think he's better suited as a number 2 or somebody's wingman. Like he's one of the best number 2s in
It's
the
just
NBA.
the fact that Kyrie can average over 25 points every single season. That's what.
But so can Bradley Beal.
And you don't think Bradley Beal's a superstar?
No, I think he's an all-star. I think he's a high-level all-star.
I just think that his team's bad too.
But that's Kyrie's team's not bad.
Oh, I agree. But Kyrie's had success in the playoffs.
with LeBron.
Mm-hmm. And
Like, that's why I think he is one of the best number 2s in the NBA.
mm-hmm.
But I think if we're talking number 1 guy, like unless we break up superstars like a tier 1, tier 2, we're just talking superstar flat. I don't think we can say Kyrie's a superstar. I will put you didn't. I don't even think you said Tatum.
I did say Tatum.
Oh, you did?
That's hard because people talk about Kyrie like he's the most skilled player in the NBA. So
He's very skilled. There's nothing.
Obviously, we had this discussion before. We think Steph's the most skilled player in the NBA, but you can be top 2, top 3 most skilled player in the NBA.
I think being a superstar comes from leadership. Like it comes from your intangible. I think you can have talent. A lot of players in the NBA have talent, but I think being a superstar is having that will to lead your team.
Has Harden showed that he could lead his team?
Yes,
He's done it multiple times.
But
he's
WCF
failed.
He has failed, but it's the fact of getting there.
And low-key, I could say that 2018 year that
He choked him.
I could say that Chris Paul was the leader of that team.
I mean, being a leader and a superstar is different. You know,
Okay.
like Chris Paul is a leader of the Suns. He's not the best player though.
Correct.
Devin Booker's the best
Correct.
player, and Devin Booker is, I would say, the superstar of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul just puts it all together, and that's what he's been throughout his
And
career.
even without Chris Paul, Harden has made a WCF.
Yeah, Harden made the WCF with Dwight Howard when he was on a decline. He made 8 straight playoffs in the Western Conference with the Rockets.
Even with Kyrie with Boston, when it was with Brooklyn, when it was him, Dinwiddie, and LeVert, they were an under 500 team when Kyrie was playing. It wasn't until Kyrie went down, then they got worse. But they weren't that good when he was just. It was just him and the role players, and it was only just KD out. That's why I can't really call him a superstar.
Kyrie showed out when he was playing.
Him individually is a monster, but superstar is not just about how individually great you are. It's about what can you do for your team.
So I may change my list a little bit. These are the players that I think are currently superstars in the NBA: LeBron, KD, Steph, Harden, Giannis, Jokic, Luka, Kawhi, Embiid, Dame, Tatum, AD, Booker, Mitchell. And I think on the outside looking in is Jimmy Butler, Paul George, and Kyrie.
And not Zion, not yet.
Zion, I want to see him in the playoffs first before I make a judgment on Zion. But I
He's
want to see him in the playoffs
He's a rising
first.
star, though.
I agree.
But these are players that are in the playoffs currently. So if I didn't mention a player, it's because they're not in the playoffs right now.
Makes sense.
Like Bradley Beal, Zion, they're not in the playoffs right now or didn't make it. Jimmy Butler as well. I would have him just on the outside looking in, even though he did lead Miami. But 1 year later, we kind of getting eliminated in the first round 1 year later kind of stained his resume,
especially
from
in
that
the way it happened. Like the way they got destroyed.
Yeah.
Like it looked like
and
even
the way he played.
Even with Tatum, he lost, but he played phenomenal.
Oh, he got a game at least.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He played phenomenal. He was dueling KD back and forth, so that's why we can keep him in the conversation. But with Butler, he played like garbage.